Well, welcome from Iowa. Yes, I'm back visiting my family and friends for a few weeks. But I did want to come out and talk to you about what I like about van life and what I don't like about van life. First of all, I want to thank all the subscribers that have been with me from the beginning. I appreciate you. And welcome to all the new subscribers. I wish I could put each one of you in the van and take you with me for a few days so you could really experience what this is like. So that was my first thing. I wanted to make sure I come out and thank each and every one of you for being on this journey with me. Now, on to the program. So, what do I like about van life and what don't I like about van life? So we'll start with the negatives first. What I don't like about van life, the biggest thing, I don't like planning. I hate planning. It stresses me out. So I don't. So people say, where are you going to go? I don't have an idea. Where are you going to go tomorrow? Most of the time I don't know. How I choose what direction I'm going, I flip a coin. Heads is north, tails is south, heads is east, tails is west. And then I'll go, oh, this is a pretty area. And then I'll look for a place to camp that night. I do spend more gas money because I find myself crisscrossing around. So I think, say if I'm going to Oklahoma and heading towards New Mexico, I'm going to try to have like a path I follow. I don't make reservations unless it's for the next night because I'll be driving and I'll go, ooh, that looks interesting, and I'll head down this road. And then I'm in a total different state. So planning is very hard for me. I never been a person that liked clocks. I hated a calendar. My past managers can vouch for that. I'm never late and I never miss meetings, things like that. But I just don't like planning. So that one's going to be something I'm going to have to work on to save gas. Trying to not crisscross and stay more focused on heading to my next destination without having a destination in mind, if that makes sense. The next thing I probably don't like is doing laundry, but who likes doing laundry? The upside is I go to a laundromat for an hour and a half once a week, but then I find a lake or some pretty place and I fold my clothes outside. That's pretty nice. Other things, probably, I put one thing out of place in the van. It looks like it's been hit by a tornado. So I have found that if I move it more than 2 or 3 times, it's gone. If I got to keep moving it around. I want everything in place. Not that I'm an OCD person or a really neat person, but this is such a small space. I want it to look open and homey. I know this is going to sound like a lot of fluff because you see pictures of us in our vans and there's a beautiful view out the window. I think you can probably hear the traffic. I am real close to a major highway. Even though I'm in Iowa and I can stay in my kids' homes, I choose not to. This is my home. Those that have been with me with a while know. Those that are new, maybe you haven't watched my previous videos, but I got rid of everything I own. I don't have a storage shed. Everything I own is in this van, except my archery equipment. My son is keeping that for me because I just didn't have room for my archery. So that's why it's important to pick and choose what I want in here. I haven't really missed anything of the material stuff that I got rid of. I had a totem pole. Not many people have a totem pole in their house. I got rid of that. It was 20 bucks I sold it for. But it got me gas money. Keep me out on the road longer. So those are probably the only things I don't like. Oh, probably the other thing I don't like is with the van, say I want to stay someplace for a week. I got my van set up, my awning. If I want to run to town, I got to tear everything down because this is my home and my vehicle. So that's the bad thing, and I don't want to tow anything. So that one's a workaround. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. No, I don't want to upgrade. I like my van. I like the smallness of it. I like the gas mileage. Everything. So that's something I'm trying to figure out. If I just want to take a day and explore how I can do it without tearing everything down. What I like about van life, absolutely everything. But you got to remember, this has been a lifelong dream of mine and my husband's. Unfortunately, he didn't live long enough to experience this. So this is something I've wanted for a long time. And I love to travel. I've been a tent camper for years. So hardcore camping comes easy. So not having the luxuries. I love the freedom of just getting up in the morning. Oh, I'm tired. I don't want to be in this area. I'll go here. I love the freedom that I can stop and go, oh, I want to stay here. Excuse me. This sounds funny, but I love the freedom of not knowing where I'm going to be each day. That to me is exciting. You know, I'm going to be in North Carolina one day and then I was in Florida the next day. Who does that? Me. I love that. I don't like to plan. So the spontaneity of not knowing where I'm going to be is really cool. Freaks my kids out once in a while and my friends, but they're getting more used to it because I've always kind of been that way. I have a lot of people that say, oh, I would love to do what you're doing. Or I could do what you're doing. So I ask them, can you live without air conditioning? And they're like, oh, no. Well, I get along good with the heat, so it works for me. Can you poop in a bucket? Oh, God, no. Then this may not work, or you're going to need an RV with a compost toilet. It's there for emergencies, but I'm an older gal. So Mother Nature makes me pee through the night, and that bucket is nice. I've never had trouble figuring out how to empty it. I can run into a gas station, a city park, and find a place to empty it and clean it out. Can you live without internet and cable? Oh, no, what would I do? Well, I didn't have internet or cable when I lived in a traditional house. So that's not been a difficult thing for me. I'm not much of a TV person. I read. I play on my phone, Candy Crushes. Kind of got me there. I draw, I write, I go for walks, enjoy Mother Nature. So TV is not a big deal with me, never has been a big thing. I can't remember the other questions I asked, but usually by 3, they're like, oh my gosh, she poops in a bucket, she lives without air and internet and cable. Ooh, it must be a horrid life. Well, for some it may be, but for me it is an amazing thing. If this is something you're really thinking about, rent a van or a motorhome, whatever you're thinking about getting, and try it out for a week. You might find this is a pretty cool life, or you might find, no, this is not me. And it isn't for everybody. if it's not something that you've been thinking about and it's a trend, I see people on YouTube all the time, and they're doing their videos, but they're in a house or they're in a garage, or they're always in the same location, or you can tell they're just in a local park. But a lot of people do this to make money. Me, not that I have a lot of money, but I could really care less. My whole thing is I want to inspire people to hit their dreams and to travel. I went from Alaska to Hawaii, spent 16 days, my flight, my rent-a-car, my lodging, my food, everything for 16 days was $4,200. So if you're wanting to travel, and not even in a minivan, maybe you want to go see a national park, maybe you want to go see the ocean, reach out to me. I'll show you how to travel with a family at a very low cost. You're not going to be staying in 5-star hotels and eating in restaurants. But if you really have a vacation you want to take, why not do it? Life is too short. Find alternative ways to travel, and you can do it without using your credit card. If you put $250 away for 6 months, oh my God, you could have an amazing vacation. So, seems like a lot of fluff. There's nothing about van life I'd change. Yeah, I still got to do laundry, but I'd have to do it at home. If I was home and working, I'd have to plan. Out here, I really don't have to plan if I don't want to. It is, at least for me, an amazing life. You guys are all amazing for following me on my journey. I appreciate it. Leave me some comments, questions you have. Do I get lonely? No. Like I said before, I'm pretty self-entertaining. There's a lot that keeps me busy. I have a full day. I'm probably busier now than when I lived in a traditional house. Reach out to me, ask questions, leave comments. I'm going to be traveling around Iowa. So at the end of this video, I'm going to attach some pictures. I went to Maquoketa Caves State Park. 5-mile hike. It was so much fun. I went with family, so there's not a lot of video because I'm not showing my family on YouTube. But there's a lot of still pictures. And if you're planning on a trip to Iowa, reach out to me. I'll give you some tips on where to go, what to see, because Iowa's really kind of pretty. Stay tuned. In the next couple weeks, I'm going to do one. I got some amazing screens that I figured out how to put in permanently in my van. So I'm going to do that. And gizmos and gadgets that I wish I would have brought or that I've gotten since van life that I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I got this. And things that I thought I wasn't going to need that I'm like, oh yeah, I need. So, stay tuned for those in the next couple weeks. Enjoy whatever you're doing in your life. And I will see you on the open road, hopefully. But until then, travel safe, travel free, stay fantastic, stay tuned for pictures from Maquoketa Caves State Park.